Huh? No, I'm just going into the music room. Maybe some time. Huh? That's Impresario. From the Enigma Chamber Opera. I told you about it. You've forgotten. You know Kiss and Ken's company? For lockdown. Online. Cool, huh? Remember she's got Matt DiBattista and Deborah Selig, Katrina Galka, David Kravitz. Yeah, it's his company. David's even made his own souffle. Yeah, it'll take too long to explain. You'll see. Look, I gotta go. They'll be waiting. Huh? What? It's apple juice. I'm not going to use the real thing, am I? I'll do it smashed. Just give me an hour. Just remember to put the music on when I shout something great is going to come from this. Remember? What? No, you'll even call. Then you put the music on. Wait till I shout, turn that bloody thing off. Wait for a second and then turn it off. Oh, pretending I got a teenage son. It's not weird, it's just part of the setup. My character's this miserable guy and he wants his art. I don't know, he wants opera to be relevant, I guess, and having his teenage kid play rap next door throws it into relief. Yeah, our show's opera to be a complete waste of time. Yes, thank you for that. You'll understand it when you see it. And yes, you know, that's what they all say. Bloody classical music. It is 2021. The search for a vaccine for COVID-19 has so far been unsuccessful. A second and third wave of the virus has ensured the world remains in lockdown. Theaters, opera houses, and music venues remain closed. Opera companies go into liquidation. Singers abandon their careers and promoters retire. Some stalwart sopranos, driven by a weapons-grade ambition unique to their craft, maintain their God-given instrument through hours of vocal exercises. They master the technological challenge of uploading to YouTube so they can share their gift. Performing to an invisible audience is like offering up your talent to God. Only God watches. Other singers tend their inner muse in pursuit of a more cosmic harmony. Elsewhere, sometime operatic financier Judas Angel, who has never knowingly stayed more than 6 feet away from a soprano in his entire career, ponders the loss of a lifestyle.
the unsuccessful are truly happy. Those who have tried to sing and failed are now the equal of household names. The virus has proved a great leveler. Their talents blossom in other ways. But somewhere, Sir Nick Hall, our artistic director, the modern impresario, without hope, without art, direction, or indeed any contemporary relevance whatsoever, slips into the doldrums and a whiskey-soaked hinterland of lost ambitions and thwarted genius. Talent is a virus, and I have all the symptoms. Bluff, you cake-baking nonentity. Take off your apron and answer. Come on! Oh, Christ. He was baking. I don't want to know what it was! Or whether it was banana bread, fruit cake, or f***ing pizza dough. Take off the apron and listen.
It was New Zealand sourdough.
This can't go on. I'm going mad here. I'm in lockdown in the middle of the f***ing countryside with my teenage son, and I'm losing the cultural battle. Only my dog understands me. I have to do something to counter the growing suspicion that every cultural endeavor prior to COVID-19 was an exercise in narcissistic navel-gazing.
Are you suggesting renouncing show business?
No, doing another show. Everybody's doing something. Shakespeare in their garden shed. Experimental dance in their living room. It may be all futile, but the least we can do is compete. I won't have it said on my watch that opera was any less meaningless than the rest of these cultural activities. There has to be something to show at the end of this.
Because they adore me, apparently.
Lie!
Thank God for the self-appointed.
Something great is going to come from this. Not there must be something to show at the end of this. Wrong line! Sorry, David. Sorry. Can we pick it up?
Yeah.
I can't remember what the line is. Hang on. Oh, that's good. Hang on. We have to have something to show at the end of this. We have to have something to show at the end of this. Well, I've had an idea.
Brilliant.
You haven't heard it yet?
No, but brilliant that you've had an idea.
Please take off the f***ing penny.
What is a penny?
The apron. Can't take you seriously dressed like that.
Well, you never take me seriously anyway.
Cruel, but true. All right, leave it on. You ready for my idea?
Is the world?
Mozart's Impresario. A lockdown opera for the COVID age. We do it on Zoom. You may infuse.
Huh. Well, let's see. If I remember right, there are 2 arias and 2 ensembles. You know, I think it's possible. The arias are simple. You can do those with a backing track and the women just film themselves. You can record Zoom. The ensembles might be more difficult. We could get Maya Tremashevska to pre-record the accompaniment. Each singer records their part separately, and then we mix them. Peter Torpe could do the visuals and mix the sound. He's a genius. No one ever needs to be in the same room.
This exposition's kind of boring. Can we do it?
Now, the text is very dated.
Oh, who cares? It's opera. No one will laugh at the jokes anyway.
Forgive me, but I have a better idea.
You have a different idea.
Sorry, yes.
Go on.
We do it as a show that we are proposing we put on. That's our story, trying to put on a Zoom production of The Impresario. Then you establish it as a comedy of aspiration rather than of accomplishment.
What's wrong with accomplishment? You're saying we're crap?
No, I'm saying that hope is more important than success.
Yes, well, you'd know, wouldn't you? So we don't have to actually write it.
No, we still have to write it, but it's about itself.
Oh, not narcissistic or navel-gazing at all, then.
Not if we do it properly. We highlight the process rather than the product. Or rather, the process becomes the product. Think about it. We can be clever here. When the women, audition with their arias for their parts in the show, well, that is them doing their arias in the show.
You mean we use their auditions in the final product?
Yeah.
Christ, the number of times I've wished I could have done that. But the opera itself never actually happens.
Oh, no, it happens, but by default.
Trippy, pass the f***ing hash brownies. But what happens to the characters in that scenario?
What's the impresario called in the original? Scruples. Well, we make him an established, vainglorious, cynical, misanthropic artistic director. Alcoholic, midlife crisis, out of touch with his teenage son.
Yes, in his over-earnest, snowflake, cake-baking, beta male, failed baritone assistant who can do everything but sing.
I can write it. It's living it that's hard.
What about money?
I'll do it for nothing.
Not you audience's surrogate parent, needy child. Oh, all right, you can write it. But I want classy singers.
We could try Judas Angel. He might finance it. He's got the singers.
Judas Angel. There's a name. Hasn't he fallen yet?
He had some huge successes just before lockdown.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Still, I like it. Something great is going to come from this. Something great is going to come from this.
Rebels, misfits, and delinquents.
Sorry, David. It's my teenage son. When my wife left me, the least she could have got was custody of his Spotify account. Turn that bloody thing off! Did you not hear the cue? Did you not hear the cue? I just wanted you to turn the music for that one line. That's all you had to do. You just have to listen to the line on the other side of the door, press the button at the right minute, then I can come back in and we can get on with the scene. One thing, I just need you to do that one thing. Forget it. Oh. Sorry, David. Sorry. Technical glitch. David?
Glass of water. We had a little break.
Not a souffle. Seriously, did you really make that?
A souffle?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
You didn't?
No, I wouldn't have any idea how to do that.
What, you don't bake?
Well, I mean, not souffles.
What'd you bake then?
I made a cake. That's about my.
You made a cake, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We good to go?
Yeah. Good to go.
Okay. Do you think it's okay having my teenage son in on the action? Do you think that's okay?
Do you actually have a teenage son?
No, I don't actually have a GS. I know.
I think so.
It's my girlfriend. But I know what you mean. I get a bit confused sometimes. Art mirroring life, mirroring art, possibly mirroring life. Still, no, Peter Torpe can probably edit the music in afterwards, so you just see me shout the line, and then I come back in. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so yes, something great is going to come from this. Yeah, something great is going to come from this. Get Jude on the call.
Will he be up? We're 5 hours behind you here in the States.
Darling, you're 5 centuries behind us in the States. Call him and get him to join us on Zoom. You watch what happens. Mark my words. You watch him try and get Natasha Goldentrill involved. You wait and see.
But Natasha would be perfect. Oh, except nobody will work with her.
Well, you don't have to. It's on Zoom. Opera's been waiting years to get Natasha Goldentrill in a production and under house arrest simultaneously.
She and Angel have some history together.
Yes, and history's keeping her up at night. Get him on the call. Jude, darling, how's lockdown?
Why, Cynic Hall. Just close the door on your way out, sweetheart.
Oh, anyone we know?
Oh, there's a lot of young talent out there these days, you guys.
I hope that's a joke. These are sensitive times.
It's all above board, boys. She's my housekeeper.
As well?
What goddamn time do you call this anyhow? Hey, Boo, you still working for this has-been Brit?
Ah, the Judas vernacular. If anyone could be vaccinated against that.
Thought you'd have your own company by now. You could have been a contender, Boo. You got everything your boss don't have. You got brains, you got tact, you got industry.
I know. I mean, it's just that singing is my love.
Unreciprocated.
Still waiting for that part, huh?
We're casting for a new production.
Well, you better try your local kindergartens for future hopefuls. We're not booked until the 2030s.
We start next week.
I love you, Brits. You genuinely do things your own way. It may be the wrong way, but it's your way.
Don't worry, it's not what you think. I have been commissioned to write a new, totally contemporary adaptation of Mozart's Impresario for a Zoom production encompassing all the frustrations and contradictions of culture in the lockdown age.
Christ, it didn't take you long to become a writer.
Okay, shoot.
So, we film remotely with a pre-recorded piano track. The singers record themselves. We get Peter Torpe to edit it and frame it all around our attempt to make a Zoom opera. So, in fact, when the sopranos, audition for their parts, that is actually the show.
You mean we don't tell them? They don't even know they're in it? We don't even have to pay them? That's genius.
No, they do know that that's the concept.
Oh.
So, but by default, them singing their arias is the opera.
Jesus, I'm lost. Sounds like I need a college degree just to get my head round it. Does Cynical understand it?
Well, it's basically my idea.
Excuse me, it was my idea.
Let's not be so vulgar as to argue over inspiration. I'll do a deal with you. If it's a success, it's my idea. If not, blame the cast.
It was my idea, and I take full responsibility for it.
And you wonder why you're a failure.
The impresario, huh?
Yeah, here, have a look at the score.
What the f***?
Anything is possible.
So I see.
I mean, it's a nice idea. Not sure where the money's to be made just online.
Dude, it's coverage. If it's a success, it could go viral.
I think we should avoid that expression if at all possible. Besides, do you know how many people have made that joke?
Joke?
So, two sopranos, huh?
Yes, you know Two Sopranos, don't you, Jude, old boy? Not necessarily at the same time.
I do. And boys, it's tough for those girls out there. I mean, you don't have to look far. As an experiment, just think of any wonderful singer. Any.
Natasha Goldentrill?
Completely at random. Could be any one of many gifted, talented singers.
Natasha Goldentrill?
Take,
Natasha Goldentrill?
Natasha Goldentrill. Now there's a singer who'd bring a lot of glamour to this.
Oh, she would.
I mean, there are a lot of people who said they never work with her,
Now's their opportunity.
but they don't have to actually be in the same space as her. It's perfect. It's a perfect show for her in that regard. Poor misunderstood kid that she is.
And speaking of kids, doesn't she have a little diva of her own?
As it happens, I may be seeing her for a virtual lunch tomorrow. I could mention this. Why don't you check her out? She's burning a hole in YouTube right now. If Boo here writes her a couple of good scenes, I'm sure she'll be on board. And in fact, why don't you take a look this minute while I give her a call?
Why isn't it called MeTube?
You know, you Brits are so self-deprecating, it's a wonder you're still here at all. Get moving.
I'm here again, my darlings. Sir Nick, darling man, how are you? You can pick yourself up off the floor now. I've finished. Those top notes are something, yes. Jude said to call, said you've the most amazing project in the pipeline. Before you ask, the answer is maybe. I understand it all apart from the fact that we're not actually doing the opera, but that's fine. Never question the director's concept is my golden rule. They do their job and I do mine. There's nothing worse than a singer who thinks she's there to change the world. Besides, to be honest, I may not have understood Jude's explanation. He's not the brightest, is he? Still, he's good in other departments, yeah. So, darling, lockdown, it's set in lockdown. Darling, that is so cool. Now is so contemporary. Like no touching, nothing physical at all. Can you imagine? Darling, so weird. So pure. Gives me the shivers. Just me and my voice. Just you and my voice. Creepy. We do our own wardrobe, I guess. Better still, I'd get that divine Rebecca Butler to do wardrobe, whatever the cost. She dressed me once, and it was so perfect, I didn't have to act. The costume was just a conduit from the music through me to the audience. Dry cleaning will be an issue, though. Well, we'll make do. Needs must when Judy Angel drives. And I want to reassure you, money is not and will not be an issue. My rates are fixed. Jude has told me to lose no sleep over that. Oh, something I am losing sleep over. I'm coming, honey. Jude is so good with money. He makes you feel like it just isn't necessary, while at the same time making sure you feel appreciated for the woman that you are in every sense. You understand. And I know how supportive you are too, quiet Englishman that you are. I have always loved the English, really for their silence. You just can't get enough of it. So, darling, I hear Boo Bluff is writing the new adaptation. That is fantastic. Tell him to put in plenty of contemporary references. It'll be like a time capsule. One day, in hundreds of years' time, people will go on YouTube and see how we, the artists, lived through this COVID-19. And my high notes. It's like fulfilling a social service. Well, I'm going to sign off now and say it's a privilege for you to be working with me. À bientôt, mon cher. Send me the script now.
Well, that'll be easy to edit.
How did it go?
Well, she can sing and she can talk. I guess the listening comes later.
Listening's overrated, baby.
Spoken like a true musical administrator.
She's a diva. What do you expect?
Excuse me, but what lazy misogynistic labeling is that? Have you ever asked yourself why women get called divas and men have no equivalent derogatory term?
No.
Guys are just guys.
Yeah, well, that tautology reveals a hidden truth.
Hey up! The writer's arrived! What are you talking about?
Guys are indeed guys.
Now, Boo, don't get oversensitive.
He gets like this when he's been baking.
You never look below the surface, do you? Either of you. For your information, did you know, for example, that Natasha went to Yale and has a PhD in child psychology? That she volunteers in the pediatric department of her local hospital?
She never told me. I knew that woman was keeping things from me. She does charitable work on the sly.
How dare she?
My point is there's more to her than she lets on. What she presents is an opera face.
What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes it's worth remembering that divas are divas for a reason. They behave that way out of fear and the need to protect themselves. It's a defense mechanism.
What, like a role they play?
Exactly.
Never really thought of it like that. They play a role in the opera house, but they also play one in life.
Yes. And I would say that lockdown has made us all question the roles that we play in life and in work. People are going to come out of lockdown resolving not to take the same crap they took before. We're going to have new roles.
The only roles you're good at are the ones you bake.
Jokes like that are why I'm writing the script and not you.
Sometimes I feel that I'm just a role that I play. Sometimes when I light a cigar, I say to myself, I'm lighting a cigar. I'm lighting a cigar because that's what Jude Angel would do. On the other hand, I like cigars. Sometimes when I'm with a girlfriend, I think, does she know I'm Jude Angel any more than I do? Are we only what others make of us?
I really don't think we have time for this.
I mean, I got money and influence, houses, cars, everything a man could want. Does it make me happy? Well, yeah, but what use is any of it if it's just a part that Jude Angel plays? This ain't no production, is it? This here is reality, and I ain't here to play a part.
Thank you, Jude. Keep it for the autobiography, eh, Jude? Huh?
It's also so shallow. Just images and meaningless roles we play.
Oh, God, I think we're losing him. Matt, listen to me. You've got to try and keep in character.
I've been on my own a long time. Sometimes I begin to think my thoughts just aren't my own.
Could we just keep to the script?
Stay with me, Matt. Matt, remember why you went into show business. You're a wonderful singer and a generous guy. This is just play. Okay?
Just give me a second.
Gets everyone in a different way.
Sure.
For God's sake, get a grip! Okay, all right, I'm back. Let's go.
Let's go.
Sure, Jude, sure. Don't you worry about it. It's fascinating, your inner journey. Shall we carry on? I'm sure you'll learn a really valuable lesson from all of this.
Will I? And what lesson will you learn?
Darling, I'm an Englishman. I don't learn anything.
Why's that, cynic? Can't improve on the role of an Englishman, can you? No self-respecting Englishman would knowingly relinquish it?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Jesus, you limey Brits are a self-satisfied bunch of eating
I hope that will be edited out.
queen
Guys, please, this is Mozart for crying out loud. And we need a second soprano. Please. Jude?
Wait a minute.
No! Ah! Jude,
Yeah?
a second soprano.
Well, there's this great kid.
Yes?
She's just starting out, and she's gonna have a great career.
All right, what's her name?
Hear me out.
What's her name?
She's got a kind of unspoilt quality, an innocence, like an uncut gem.
What's her name?
Angela Silverpeel.
Jude, darling, don't play obscure with me. I can read you like an open score. Would that be the same Angela Silverpeel who Natasha Goldentrill assaulted at the stage door of the Vienna State Opera in a dispute over curtain calls? A fight reliable sources tell me you broke up.
Maybe. But between you and me, it wasn't over curtain calls. Now don't provoke me here. I won't have you take her name in vain. She's honest. She's the opposite of a diva.
Well, what is that, out of interest? A human being?
Yeah, she's one hell of a human being. I could market her just for that, just for being that the human singer.
I don't know her.
Oh, here's her headshot. Yeah, take a look.
Oh, yes. I did see her in Vienna. She's fantastic. My God, she's gorgeous.
Well, what do you say? Shall I get her on the line?
We loathe each other. It'll be a bloodbath.
They never even need to know the other sopranos in it, for Christ's sake. I can keep them both happy. I have so far.
Go on, then.
Now, you both be nice. She's a simple girl, and all her ideals still in place. I don't want them dislodged.
Hello, it's you.
Honey, we didn't wake you, did we?
Oh, Judy, I thought you'd never call.
Did I wake you, Sugar Plum?
No, I've been up since 6, meditating.
You see, that's too much.
Look who I got here. I got Cynic and Boo Bluff, and they've got a show they want you to be in.
Well, to audition for.
Me?
Yeah, honey, I'm championing you.
Oh, you're my champion. Where would I be without you as my champion? You see things in me I can only dream of. Well, that's why I have to audition. I would hate to be offered a part straight off just like that. I have to prove myself. Otherwise, my karma is in jeopardy.
Don't worry about karma, Sugar Plum. With me and your voice, you don't need no karma. Just sing.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Miss Silverpeel, I saw you in Vienna. You were magnificent. We are indeed casting for a new production. Would you do us the great honor of singing for us now?
Right here and now?
Could you?
Well, I could try. I promise nothing. I presume nothing. If I'm right for your production, I promise you'll have my heart and soul. I give myself up for every part.
I know you, honey. You got sincerity. The New York Times said so.
I have done an artist's program.
Lovely, beautiful, thank you. I already know how I will write your character.
I have a character?
Yes, it is just you. Sincere, vulnerable, earnest.
Oh, come on. What makes you think this isn't what you call an opera face? This doe-eyed soprano in sheep's clothing.
Because you can't fake sincerity.
It's opera. You can fake anything.
Don't you two start the putting on an opera face with her. Do it with Natasha. But this girl's for real. She doesn't go pretending to be shallow and all the time she's off doing charity work. She's for real.
Oh, no. If I were doing charity work, I'd make sure that you know about it. I hate secrecy, and I'd never presume to be profound.
Listen, honey, you're as profound as I make you.
It's a tragedy that we make each other.
What's the project?
Mozart's Impresario, a Zoom opera for the lockdown age.
Ah, to show that we have hope, to show that we care.
So, to show that we're still here. Everything's an act. Idealism is as much a coping mechanism as cynicism.
What a cynical attitude.
Oh, it's an idealistic attitude. It establishes that we're all equal. That idealism doesn't trump realism.
Listen, when you two college boys have finished your philosophy class, We Got a Soprano needs a contract. Honey, that was beautiful.
Oh, Jude. Did you get the poems that I sent to you?
I think so, honey. The one about the loneliness of the virus. Yeah, it was different. Certainly made me look at things from a different point of view.
Well, to stay creative during this hardest time, been my daily goal. I'll do anything to be a part of your project. I'll download the correct software, buy microphones, or I can do my own hair and makeup, all organic.
That last detail has clinched it. The part is yours.
Just come as you are, baby. We want your sincerity. Something to contrast with Natasha.
With the rest of us. Huh?
Yeah, with the rest of us bums.
Speak for yourself.
You got sincerity. Some things money can't buy. Even mine.
Why, Jude, don't underestimate yourself.
Oh, dude, there you are. Well, I spoke to Cynic, that goddamn Englishman. What the hell is this project? Who the f*** is gonna watch it? There's only one thing worse than trying to do a famous Mozart opera in a way that's never been done before, and that's doing one that no one has ever even heard of. We'd be better off doing it naked and posting it on Pornhub. Dude, are you listening to me? Oh, and don't you ever call me up again asking whether I fed the baby. You're the baby!
Honey, we are not alone.
Who is this?
What? What in the world?
We're all here, honey. Sir Nick and Boo Bluff and your old friend, Angela Silverpeel. Say hi, girls, and keep it clean. We may use this footage in the final product.
Use the footage?
Boo?
Yeah, so in this production, the process is the product.
That-a-boy, Boo.
Hello, Natasha.
Hello, Angela.
You hear that? We're a happy company.
My God, would you look at you all? It's like an audience.
How has your lockdown been, Natasha? Safe, I hope?
I'm not locked down. I feel liberated. I've reached more people on YouTube than ever before. In fact, I regard the coronavirus as an artistic blessing.
I wish I could be that hard-hearted.
Darling, I wish you could be as honest. I suppose you feel the pain of the world, Angela. I suppose you're ready to martyr yourself to prove you're worthy of living through these times. If you could add your poor voice to a collective hymn of hope, you would.
I would. love your presumption that you know me, that you can treat me like a child. One would think you had a PhD in child psychology.
Come on now, girls.
If you were going to cast a diva, you could have at least cast someone who was inwardly vulnerable.
Oh, if you were going to cast an unknown, you could at least have cast one who is unknown, at least to me.
Can I just say, people are dying out there in the real world. Can't we put aside our disagreements? What message does it send the community of when opera singers can't rise above their differences?
You might want to see to that, baby.
You might want to see to that baby.
Mind your own business.
That's just what I was doing. The word on the street is that you've been stringing me along. You had another life outside of singing, doing good deeds. What did I do to deserve this betrayal? Was it all an act?
The baby is real.
What's the name of your little one?
Gabriel.
Another angel, eh?
Judy, why do you speak to her? Why do you put up with her? She's brutal and cruel. She doesn't understand your complexity. She frightens me. I can't work with her.
And I can't work with this child.
I thought you had a PhD in child...
Oh, Jude, intervene!
How can I? I'm caught in the middle here.
You swore you had broken with her.
You swore she was clingy and demanding. Oh, that she wrote you poetry.
That she was a terrible mother.
That she was hopeless in bed.
That she was ugly.
That she was boring.
Her top notes aren't what they were.
I have had the virus. Any deterioration of my vocal cords is a direct result of the global malaise.
I don't mean to be difficult. I know lockdowns be difficult.
Don't you start, you bleeding heart. That needs my part.
You do seem tired, you poor old thing.
At least I still know how to sing.
Now, ladies, look, no need for fighting, though your anger's quite exciting. Stop, stop! Do you offer different graces? Stop, stop! I take delight in both your faces, and I cover all my bases.
It's time to make a new beginning. The old is faded, dull and bland.
Although you think you are weak, you seem to be a one-night stand.
To me, you both are very charming, and when you're jealous, it's disarming. How could I choose? You're both divine. To me, you both are very charming, and when you're jealous, it's disarming. To me, you both are very charming, and when you're jealous, it's disarming. How could I ever choose between such lovely stars? You're both divine. How could I ever choose between such lovely stars? You're both divine. You're both divine.
There is no need for argument.
There is no need for argument.
You'll admit it.
Babes, as your promoter, it's my duty to see your varied equal beauty. Sweethearts, you both have talents which I value, which much I value and desire.
My artistry, my artistry, my artistry,
Devotion and sincerity. And sincerity. Devotion and sincerity.
You're charming, both wonderful, delectable. I see no need for limitation. A bird in hand does not beat two.
of course I can be quite
Of course I'm ready to be
my lyrics, it takes a
cannot express my thoughts, cannot express
Why pick one rose? Why not have
but she should never stay.
Says a bird in hand beats two. No, with all the talent in the world, why not explore variety? Why feel the need for limitation? It comes from some misguided piety. But sayers visit different ports, and life in rich find many different sorts.
It's time for you to step aside.
Sorry for your wounded pride.
You're getting silly.
You're so needy.
Girls, no more fighting, no fighting. You are both so very talented.
And the singer of the hour.
Such contrast, why would we choose?
Choose me.
So delightful, both charming, so talented, both wonderful, delectable.
Hey, how do you think it's going?
Hey, I think it's going really well. I mean, like, of course, like there's certain technical difficulties, like when people's Wi-Fi is kind of in and out, or like the audio's glitching. And then, like, for me, I've had people calling me in the middle or knocking on my door while we're recording, you know, like stuff like that. But I think it's going great. How about you?
Well, that's good. Yeah, no, same. I mean, everything you don't expect happens, and it's just, you just have to roll your eyes and smile. But
Yes.
but it's fun. Yeah.
And it is kind of cracking me up too, right? Like here we have it set in lockdown, it's so modern, and then we are still playing these totally stereotypical women. You know, I'm like, couldn't we have a little more feminism here?
That is true. When it comes to us, it's the doe-eyed soprano, or what it is to be a diva, feminine clothes and auditions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and the guys get to talk philosophy, and then we get to pine after the machismo dude.
Nothing ever changes, right?
Nope.
Oh man. So outside of this, did you lose everything?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I think you're right. That's the case right now. So Arizona Opera was canceled, Utah Opera. My debut is San Francisco Opera. But I'm hoping that Zurich happens in the spring. How about you?
I hope so. That would be amazing. Yeah, same thing here. All the solo work. Poof. You know what? We're all in the same boat. And we sure are lucky to have this to work on, right?
Totally. Yeah. I'm enjoying it for sure.
Yeah, too. We should probably get back in there, don't you think?
I was just thinking that. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you back in there.
Sounds good. See you in that call. Bye, Deb. Bye.
I think you're still on mute.
It's supposed to be the climax. Unmute.
Oh, boys.
What is it, girls?
Turn on the TV, boys.
This is the BBC from London announcing today that the sudden discovery of the vaccine means that life may return to normal within as little as 6 months. All social gatherings will soon be permitted, and the struggling entertainment industry, including cinemas, theatres and opera houses, will be permitted to open by the end of the year. Again, lockdown is over, and those people outside being moved.
Such joy in my heart. Do I dare to hope? And will the theatres open? Will we all return to art? Time for music, celebration, and what's best of all, no more need to stay far apart.
Social distance isn't normal. We can't wait for life to start. But the months of isolation have allowed for revelation. We were never so together in the heart as when we were far apart. When you're stuck in isolation, then it gives you time to think. Find a hobby, some new pastime, so you don't just sit and drink. Introspection and reflection, weighing up what truly pays. Strip away the extra baggage, find the core of your delight. Time marches on, don't waste your days. Who would have thought when this all started, we'd all find our inner self as we sheltered from the virus with no public to admire us. There's a revelation that crept upon us by stealth. There are different kinds of wealth.
Oh, there's
which gave us hope are now occupied with sorrow. Then we slowly, gradually begin to find true love within. I'm no longer hiding, I'll finally be free, and I'll show the world what I can be. I'll show the world what I can be. No hidden light, I'm going to write. I have the skill, it's time to fulfill. No longer zero, I will not be the unsung hero. I found my voice, I'll be the hero. And now at last I'll drop my mask, locked down no more, I'm finally free, and now we'll see what's next for me. Social distance now is over, we can't wait for life to start. Time for hugging and caressing, and thank God there'll be hairdressing, but we'll carry with us forever in the heart lessons from the time apart, and we'll stay together in the heart, like when we were far apart. Time for life to restart.
Did you go out? It's nearly over, they're singing. Or we pretend lockdown's over, they find a vaccine, they sing. Yeah, optimistic. No, I'm not in this way. I don't sing, remember? I'm sorry I was angry about the music here. Right. Sorry you feel that way. Oh, that's not really the time, is it? You went to your flat for a while. Right. What? No, my character runs off into the sunset, see. I'll finish his opera. Well, no more unlikely than the end of anything, wouldn't you say? Okay. Okay. Well, I'll see you when I see you. If I see you. Don't get lonely. I found my voice, I'll be the hero. And now at last, I'll drop my mask, locked down no more, I'm finally free, and now we'll see what's next for me. Social distance now is over, we can't wait for life to start. Time for hugging and caressing, and thank God there'll be hairdressing, but we'll carry with us forever in the heart